Hi, dear. What if I told you that you can get more exclusive and more exciting content? You can become a Hokage in a hidden village of lonely Kunoichi. For that, you just need to go to my boosty. The link will be in the description.
What do you mean you can't teach me any jutsu? Naruto yelled. Iruka sighed. It was after class was dismissed, when an 8-year-old Naruto approached him. He asked Iruka to teach him a jutsu that he would be able to use against Sasuke. Naruto, I can't personally teach you any type of jutsu outside of the academy. As he said, he began rubbing his forehead in frustration. If you would pay attention in class, you would not need help in mastering the basic academy jutsus you are supposed to be working on. Naruto quickly retorted. I listened plenty in class, he shouted. Oh really? Tell me one thing I said in class today. Iruka replied, knowing full well that Naruto was sleeping the entire time. Iruka was surprised to see Naruto grow a full-blown grin across his face. You said class dismissed, he shouted, pointing his right index finger towards Iruka's face. Iruka's face was red with anger as he shouted. You know that's not what I meant. He was glad that they were sitting in an empty classroom at the academy. You just don't pay attention in class, you're always sleeping or fighting with Sasuke. If you focus more, then you could turn into a great ninja. But how am I supposed to be a great Hokage without great jutsus? Naruto asked. Iruka crossed his arms and looked at his student. Naruto, you don't need to have any great jutsu to be a great Hokage. Iruka looked up and thought. The ninjas of Konoha are said to have the will of fire, which is the will to protect those closest to you. The Hokages, along with other Leaf Shinobi, are strong because of their need to protect this village and the people closest to them. But then how do I become stronger, Iruka-sensei? Naruto asked with a pleading look. Iruka gave Naruto an amused look. If you had listened in class today, you might have found out why your jutsus are so horrible. Naruto gave a confused look. What are you talking about, Iruka-sensei? Why don't you try performing the substitution jutsu, transformation jutsu, and the clone jutsu? Iruka asked while giving Naruto an analyzing look. Naruto went ahead and tried to perform each jutsu. When he attempted to substitute himself with the chair, he just failed to switch with the chair. The transformation jutsu went a little better. Naruto tried transforming into Iruka, and for the most part Naruto was the right height, but what was wrong with the jutsu was the face of the transformation. Big pudgy nose, round fat lips, and the eyes seemed crooked. Iruka was sure that he did not look that bad. Finally, the clone jutsu. Naruto made the hand seal, and poof, and behold, a sickly clone appear next to Naruto. Horrible on all three account, Naruto, Iruka stated as Naruto lowered his head. That's why I came here, so you can teach me a jutsu so that I can get stronger, Naruto said as he began raising his head. Well, from what I see, today's lesson on chakra control would have been very useful to you. As Iruka said this, Naruto looked confused again. You would have learned about a couple of exercises that could help with perfecting those jutsus. Naruto immediately leapt onto Iruka, wrapping his arms around the older man's waist. Come on, Iruka-sensei, tell me, what are they? He kept a tight grip on Iruka until the Chunin would tell him about the chakra control exercises. I'll tell you if you let go of me right now. With that, Naruto released Iruka. Well, there are a couple exercises you can do, including the leaf concentration practice, in order to help you control Uchiha dash. Wait, that's what you want me to do, Iruka-sensei? That's boring, sensei. Naruto turned to see Iruka trying to maintain his composure. As I was trying to say, there is also the tree climbing exercise and the water walking exercise, Iruka stated as Naruto looked on curiously. For these two exercises you will be gathering chakra to your feet. For tree climbing you have to find the right balance of how much chakra to place at your feet. For water walking you have to release a constant stream of chakra from your feet in order to stay up. He looked to Naruto to see if he was listening. Do you understand? Nope. Naruto grinned as Iruka sighed. I guess a demonstration will be better, Iruka said as he stood up and walked up toward the wall of the classroom. He made a single hand single, then began to walk up the walk, much to Naruto's surprise. You have to constantly practice chakra control so that you can master any jutsu. He said this as he reached the ceiling. Naruto tried to do the same but only managed 2 steps before falling on his back. It's a lot more difficult than it looks, but if you continuously train using these two methods, you will be able to use jutsu more effectively, and they won't be wasted like the ones you did earlier. Iruka finished, then flipped onto the floor. So I am going to have to train every day in order to be the greatest Hokage in history, then so be it. Naruto shouted, fired up while laying on the floor from his attempt at wall climbing. Iruka grinned at Naruto's enthusiasm. Iruka noticed that it had gotten a bit late, and he did not have dinner, and neither did Naruto. Come on, let's go get some ramen, my treat, offered the Chunin instructor as he walked toward the door. Hey! Wait for me! Yelled Naruto as he tried to keep up with his sensei's stride. Later that night at a training ground, this particular training ground had a small stream and was surrounded by forest. It was an area isolated from Konoha, and it was unlikely that any ninja would stumble this far out. Naruto began to stretch himself out so that he can begin the first night of his secret training. Alright, I'm gonna get this down and take my first step in becoming Hokage. When Naruto finished, he pumped his fist into the air. Alright, Iruka-sensei said that I should start with tree walking first. So that's what I'll do. He charged straight toward one of the many trees and tried to climb without using his hands, just to fall back to the ground. This is gonna be a long night, Naruto groaned. Naruto spent his nights continuously training in chakra control. He continuously arrived to class too wiped out to keep his eyes open. To Iruka it seemed like the orange-clad boy was wearing himself out after class, but nonetheless he reminded Naruto that he had to pay attention in class in order to graduate. In a blink of an eye 5 years had passed. At the academy. Now for the graduation exam, you will do the Bunshin no Jutsu. Iruka looked up to the faces of the future genins. When you are called, come to the next room. I'm ready for this. I should be ahead of the curve with my training, Naruto though, as he looked at the academy student coming out with their headband. As Naruto entered the room, he saw Mizuki and Iruka sitting at a table watching him. When you're ready, Naruto, Iruka stated with a confident nod. Naruto clasped his hand together into a hand sign. Bunshin. With a puff of smoke, 5 clones appeared beside Naruto as he grinned at his own achievement. Iruka stared at the young boy. He felt proud that the boy had overcome such a hurdle by hard work and determination. Congratulations, Naruto, you passed the test with flying colors. Naruto walked over to Iruka so that he could hand him his headband. Here, wear it proudly, Naruto. Thank you, Iruka-sensei. I swear I'll become the greatest Hokage, Naruto said passionately while tying his forehead protector. After the graduation exam, Naruto stood by the tree with the swing and watched as proud parents congratulated their children on finally becoming ninjas. He watched and realized that despite succeeding, he had nobody waiting for him at home. So lost in thought, he did not notice standing behind. Well, Naruto, I believe that congratulations are in order. Naruto had to stop himself from jumping from fright. As he turned to see who scared him, he saw the aged Hokage with a small smile on his face. Don't do that, old man, Naruto screamed as he gripped his heart to slow down the fast and heavy beating. Sorry, I never knew you to be caught off guard. As he tried to keep his own laughter down. I see you've finally become a leaf shinobi. Taking in the forehead protector on Naruto's forehead. Yeah, I worked hard to get this. As he pointed to his own forehead. Then he quickly pointed to the third Hokage. Just watch, old man. You will be giving me that hat soon enough. Ha ha ha. It seems you have also inherited the will of fire. As he placed his hand on Naruto's head, he continued. Remember, as a ninja of the village hidden in the leaf, you will be performing many missions to protect those you treasure, among other things. Train diligently and go forth as a proud leaf shinobi. Naruto looked at the old Hokage with fire in his eyes. I will, don't worry about me, old man. The third nodded as he looked into the crowd of former students. Well, it seems like someone is searching for you. Naruto turned from the third Hokage to see Iruka coming his way across the sea of genins. Well, I need to make my presence known. Congratulations, Naruto. With that, the old Hokage walked toward the crowd of parents and genins at a casual pace. Oh good, Naruto, I thought you already left. Iruka looked at Naruto with relief. I wanted to give you a gift for graduating. I think you deserve something for all your hard work. Naruto was pretty much bouncing on his feet. He never received anything besides maybe a bowl or two of ramen, so he was pretty happy that Irika was going to give something. What? What is it? New weapons, a new jutsu, or maybe you're gonna give me a year's supply of ramen at Ikaraku's. Irika paled at the last thought. Given the fact that the growing boy could eat 10 bowls in one sitting, the thought of having to pay for an entire year would leave him bankrupt. There's no point in prolonging this, so here. As he handed Naruto a book. Naruto scrunched his face at the gift in question. Sensei, I could have used something cooler than a book. Irika laughed. If you studied, you would know that with a book you can learn a lot. Anyways, this is a book on Fuinjutsu. Irika looked to see Naruto giving him a blank look. A book on sealing techniques. Realization went across Naruto's face as Irika continued. I think it can be very helpful for you to know at least the basics. Naruto gratefully took the book. Thank you, Irika-sensei, as he tackled the older man into a hug. Whoa! As Irika stumbled to get his footing again. You're welcome, Naruto, and remember to come back tomorrow for team assignment. Naruto nodded, and soon Irika left to finish with his duties as an instructor. Naruto, with determination, began walking home, readying himself for what tomorrow would bring. Chapter 2. Early in the morning, Naruto took his picture for ninja registration, which led to him encountering the Hokage's grandson Konohamaru. The two decide to pull several pranks on the uptight Ebisu. This resulted in the instructor being knocked out from Naruto's sexy jutsu. Several hours later, we find Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura waiting for their Jounin sensei to appear. Naruto, getting tired of waiting, voiced his concerns. What the hell is taking him so long? Naruto yelled irritably as he began to look outside the door. Naruto, what do you think you're doing? Sakura asked as she watched Naruto place an eraser on top of the door. A Jounin would not fall for such a simple trick, Sasuke stated as he looked on from his seat. As the three rookie ninjas looked on, they saw a hand wrap around the door and pull it open. The door opened and the eraser fell on a masked one-eyed ninja with silver hair. His eye lazily watching the three as the eraser bounces off his head and continue on its way to the floor. My first impression of you guys. As he put his hand underneath his chin and closes his eyes to look in thought. Is that I don't like you guys. The group followed the silver-haired ninja up to the roof of the academy. The Jounin waited for the tree to sit down before he began. Alright, let's begin with some introductions. The three younger ninjas looked on confusedly, so the silver-haired man continued on. You know, likes, dislikes, hobbies, and dreams for the future. Stuff like that. Sensei, why don't you introduce yourself and show us how it's done? Sakura asked. I guess that's fine. The Jounin instructor sat slightly straighter and continues. My name is Hatake Kakashi. I have no desire to tell you guys about my likes or dislikes. Dreams for the future, I haven't really thought about it. I have a lot of hobbies. The three genin thought sourly. He only told us his name. Now is your turn, we'll start from the right, Kakashi said while gesturing to Naruto. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. I like cup ramen. Naruto began with an energetic voice. I also like the ramen from Ikaraku's. As he readjusted his headband, he continues. And my dream is to become the greatest Hokage. Kakashi nodded thoughtfully and looked to the next genin to introduce themselves. I see. Next, my name is Uchiha Sasuke. There are a lot of things that I dislike, but I don't really like anything. My ambition is to resurrect my clan and to kill a certain man. As he continues to lean into his entwined hands. Three different thoughts ran across the mind of the others. Sakura's thought, cool, he can't be talking about me, right? It's been a while since I pranked him and the rest of the class. Naruto thought worriedly. I figured as much. Kakashi thought the one-eyed Jounin spoke. And lastly, the girl. Sakura looked to the side with a blushing, dreamy face. My name is Haruno Sakura. The thing I like. Well, the person I like is... She begins to squeal girlishly until she stops herself. She scrunches up her face and states. The thing I dislike is Naruto. This causes the boy to feel crushed at the fact that she boldly stated her distaste for him. It's always Sasuke-tem's fault. I don't see why all the girls fight over someone who broods so much. Naruto thought bitterly about his longtime rival. Now that we are done with that, we can begin, Kakashi stated. The four of us will be doing some survival training. Survival training? Naruto questioned. But sensei, we did enough training at the academy. Sakura tried reasoning. No, this is going to be a special training segment. This has a special stipulation that will cause you to flip. Naruto yelled impatiently. What is it already? Kakashi chuckled a bit. Well, you see, of the 27 academy student to graduate, only 9 will become genin. He let the information sink in. As he watched their reaction, he thought that he should continue on. The rest who don't make it will be sent back to the academy. Kakashi admits he likes this part of the job. Many genin stride out with so much confidence and arrogance that they don't think that anything will stop them, only to run into a test with a 66% fail rate. It brought a masked smile to his face to see the same thing happening right in front of him. He got up and handed the 3 the information in regard to the training. This contains the information on the training location. Bring your ninja tools with you, and also don't eat breakfast tomorrow, you might throw up. With that, the group split up and went in their own way home. Each was thinking about the different possibilities that the next day would bring. Next morning, Naruto was just arriving at the training grounds that he was supposed to meet everyone else at. As he looked around, he didn't see any sign of their silver-haired Jounin sensei. He only saw Sakura and Sasuke, who were standing near their equipment. Hey guys, did you guys start training yet? Naruto asked. No, he hasn't even shown up yet. Sakura grumbled. I can't believe that I have to go without breakfast. Sasuke didn't say anything. He continues to look around, hoping to catch a sight of Silver so that they can begin the training. Hey, don't worry, he's probably already close by. Naruto spoke with optimism. 3 hours later, Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke were livid. Not only were they tired but hungry, and Kakashi was nowhere in sight. Good morning, everyone. Kakashi jovially greeted the 3 genins with his eyes smiling all the way. You're late! Naruto and Sakura screamed in unison while Sasuke settled on glaring at the man. A black cat walked in front of me, so I had to take the long way around it to get here. That led me to get lost on the road of life. His not dampening in the least. What a horrible liar, all 3 genins thought at the same time. Since we are all here, let us begin. Kakashi began to set up a clock on one of the 3 stumps that were on the field. You have until noon to get this. At this point, he held up 2 bells. Those who do not get the bell will not eat lunch and will be tied to a stump. At this point, he heard the stomachs of all 3 genins. Naruto mumbled under his breath about how he was tricked. The one who does not get the bell will be sent back to the academy. You are even allowed to use shurikens. Kakashi looked at all 3. If you don't attack with the intent to kill, chances are that you will not succeed. All 3 of the genins prepare themselves to take on Kakashi. Well then, you 3 seem to be ready, let's get started. At that moment, the genins scattered in different directions. After a while, Naruto came out of hiding. I know Iruka-sensei said that a ninja's nature is to stay hidden, but I don't think it's my style. He continued to walk towards Kakashi. Kakashi looked to see Naruto getting ready to charge. Let's begin the lesson. He began to pull out something from his pouch. Ninja Fighting Lesson Number 1. Taijutsu. Naruto became wary of Kakashi. He said taijutsu, but he's getting ready to use a weapon. Much to Naruto and the other 2 hidden genin, Kakashi drew out an orange book called Ika Ika Paradise. Kakashi opened the book and began to read the book. Well, come on, you only have until noon or else no lunch. But why are you reading a book? Yelled an irritated Naruto. Kakashi just continued to read through the pages. Well, I want to know what happens next. Don't worry, I'm fairly confident that it won't make a difference against you guys. Naruto immediately moved in to attack the reading Jounin. Kakashi single-handedly blocked Naruto's punches and avoided his kicks. This guy is seriously pissing me off. Seeing Kakashi crouching down, he thought that he could finally get a good punch in. By the time Naruto's fist was fully extended, Kakashi was nowhere to be seen. That's impossible. He was just here. A very important lesson. At this voice, Naruto turned to see the one-eyed Jounin looking at him lazily. His hands were clenched together with the index and the middle finger pointing outward. Naruto seen Sasuke use this jutsu in class at the academy. He's going to use a fire jutsu. Never get caught from behind. Kakashi released his attack. Leaf Village Secret Finger Jutsu, 1000 Years of Death. Expecting to hit Naruto, Kakashi surprised to find Shatter Wood in front of him. I see he used the substitution jutsu to get away from me somewhere in the woods. Naruto watched as Kakashi cleaned his hands in front of the remains of what he used for the substitution. No way, that was too close. He looked at his backside and began to tremble at the thought of what would have happened if he was even a second late with the hand sign. That asshole. If that had connected, my ass would really be in trouble. Naruto decided to watch as he saw Sasuke begin his attack. Sasuke began by throwing a lot of kunai and shuriken to Kakashi. All three of the genin were shocked to see the attack hit as Kakashi was seen blown and pinned to a tree. The shock wore down when in a puff of smoke a log was revealed in Kakashi's place. Knowing that he had just revealed to everyone, he decided to quickly find a different location where he could observe Kakashi. Something did catch Naruto's eye. At the bottom of the tree where Kakashi was attacked there was a gleam. When Naruto closed in, he found one of the bells lying carelessly on the floor. Kakashi-sensei must have dropped it before getting away from the team. He looked around to make sure that nobody was around before making a mad dash to get the bell. Before he grabbed the bell, Naruto found himself upside down facing the one-eyed Jounin. Kakashi let out a sigh as he picked up the bell. He looked up at Naruto, who was currently struggling with the knot on his leg. Kakashi spoke as he began to walk away. "Don't fall for obvious traps." He turned to look at Naruto. "A ninja must be able to read what's underneath the underneath." Meanwhile, Sakura is currently looking for Sasuke. "Sasuke-kun, where could you be?" She continued to look around until she felt a tap on her shoulder. Sakura turned around in hopes to see Sasuke, but was disappointed and shocked to see Kakashi standing there, his eyes closed with the impression that he was giving off a smile. "Hello, Sakura." Kakashi quickly formed a single hand sign and trapped Sakura in a genjutsu. "If you're as talented with genjutsu as I've heard, you should be able to release this." Kakashi continued to walk away until he heard a thud. He turned around to see Sakura lying on her back, knocked out. Maybe that was a bit too much to handle. Shinobi fighting lesson number 2. Genjutsu. Kakashi turned to look at Sasuke, who was out in the open. "I'm different from them," Sasuke stated as he began to throw out a couple of shuriken which Kakashi easily dodged. Sasuke led Kakashi into a trap which forced a hand-to-hand confrontation between the two. After their brief fight, Kakashi could conclude that Sasuke was superior to Naruto in terms of taijutsu. Sasuke began making hand sign for his jutsu. Kakashi realized which jutsu he was attempting and was caught off guard. Genins should not have the chakra capacity to use this jutsu. Fire style, fireball jutsu. The fireball engulfed the area that Kakashi was standing. The area was scorched. Sasuke looked to see that Kakashi was missing. He continues to look around for the missing Jounin until he felt himself being grabbed by his leg. Looking down, he saw a hand coming from the ground. Earth style, headhunter jutsu. Sasuke felt himself being pulled down into the ground until only his head was left. Ninja fighting lesson number 3. Ninjutsu. Kakashi looked at Sasuke and thought, "Well, you're a head above the others there." Afterward, none of the genins were able to get the bells. Naruto was tied to the stump because he tried to eat the food. The other two were sitting by his side waiting for Kakashi's judgment. "You three should just quit at being ninjas." Naruto immediately voiced his concern. "What? Why should we quit being ninjas?" "Because none of you deserve it." At this, Sasuke tried to attack Kakashi only to be crushed into the ground. Kakashi was sitting on Sasuke with his foot planted on Sasuke's head and his arm held behind his back. Sakura shrieked, "Don't step on Sasuke-kun!" Kakashi continued undeterred. "Why do you think that you were divided into teams? From the very beginning you guys have not understood the answer to this test." Naruto looked around to see if Sakura had figured it out, but she was also confused. He looked at Sasuke, who was effortlessly pinned. If Kakashi-sensei could take out the team that easily, then why go through all the trouble to lead us around like he did? Naruto realized that Kakashi was waiting for something to happen. It was too obvious now that none of the genins could have beaten Kakashi. Aloe dash. "That's it." Sakura was shocked by Naruto's outburst, and Kakashi waited to see if he really did have the answer. "You wanted us to work together, that's the correct answer," Sakura objected. "But sensei, there are only 2 bells." Kakashi nodded and began to explain. "The test was designed to make you fight amongst yourselves. The point was to make you forget your own interests and work together to accomplish the goal." Kakashi got off of Sasuke. "I'll give you one more chance. Those who still wish to challenge can eat. But do not give anything to Naruto." Kakashi let a bit of killing intent leak out. Those who disobey will fail. With that, he disappeared. Naruto stayed quietly trying to ignore his stomach's grumbling. Sasuke offered half of his food to Naruto. Sakura tried to warn Sasuke. Sasuke-kun, Kakashi-sensei said that dash. Sasuke retorted. If Naruto stays hungry, he'll become dead weight. Besides, I don't sense him around. Sakura looked down at her food before offering her food to Naruto. Naruto looked at the two. Heh, thanks, guy. The three genins were blown back by the killing intent hitting them. They looked up to see Kakashi glaring at the three. You three. Pass. As suddenly as it came, the pressure disappears. Wait. What just happened? Naruto looked up at his Jounin sensei. You three are the first. All the other genins would follow what I told them, but you two went behind my back in order to help a comrade. Kakashi looked at the three genin. A ninja must see underneath the underneath. Those who break the laws of the ninja world are trash, but those who don't care for their comrade are lower than trash. This is the end of training. Starting tomorrow, Team 7 will begin their duty. Let's go. Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke going on ahead, leaving Naruto behind. Hey, get back here and untie me! Naruto yelled as he continued to struggle with the rope. Chapter 3. It's been a few weeks since Team 7 began performing D-rank missions. Most of Kakashi's training consisted of team building exercises while performing each mission. Naruto was kind of disappointed with the training regimen. He figures that their Jounin sensei would teach them all kinds of just right of the bat. But it seems that until Kakashi see the three genins working as one, they weren't going to learn any techniques. One day after another D-rank mission, Naruto made his irritation known to the silver-haired Jounin. So what do you want to ask me, Naruto? Kakashi asked with his nose burrowed into his book. First of get your face out of that perverted book, Naruto demanded. To this, Kakashi looked away from his book and looked at Naruto's frown. He calmly places his book back into his ninja pouch. You have my undivided attention. Sasuke and Sakura had already gone to their respective homes after the mission ended. This made Naruto feel a little bit at ease about complaining to Kakashi about his lack of strength in ninjutsu. He would feel pretty embarrassed about admitting that Sasuke team being better than him at something. I was just wondering if you're ever gonna teach us any ninjutsu, Naruto asked. Kakashi blinked with his only visible eye. Well, that's a maybe. All of the graduating students were placed in teams in order to see if they can work well with others. In many top-class mission, teamwork is essential. But I think we got that down. I don't have a problem working with Sakura-chan or Sasuke. I just feel like I want to build on my own strengths and not be a burden to my teammates. Kakashi looked at his student with pride. Naruto, I can't show favoritism by teaching you something and not teaching the others. At this, Naruto looked down sourly. But that doesn't mean that you can't learn by yourself. Naruto looked back up in confusion. What do you mean, Kakashi-sensei? Well, with this, Kakashi pointed to his own headband. You are allowed into the library. You can pick out the scrolls you want and try to learn different type jutsu. No way, really? Naruto yelled in excitement. Yeah. You became a ninja of the leaf weeks back. You're allowed to research the jutsus that are held here in Konoha. Kakashi looked up at the sky. I think you still have some time before it closes. He looked down at Naruto, who looked to be bursting with enthusiasm. You should hurry along. Naruto began running down the street screaming a quick thank you Kakashi-sensei as he rounded the corner. Later in the evening, Kakashi found himself standing in front of the memorial stone rereading name and thinking about certain things in his life he wished he could have changed. It didn't take long for Kakashi to notice Naruto stumble into the clearing carrying dozens of scroll. The young genin stroll right onto the field with a huge grin on his face. I should have known. Now that he has access to it, he's going to try to learn every technique ever to be conceived, Kakashi thought with a sweat drop. Naruto was ready. Konoha's archives held jutsu for all 5 elements. He was planning to start with fire. Imagining Sasuke's face after Naruto unleashed the great fireball jutsu would be priceless. It would also be a good technique to have in his arsenal, which right now consisted of the Academy's 3 basic jutsus. So let's start with a fire element technique, Naruto thought. As he sat cross-legged on the training ground reading the first of many scrolls, he was approached by Kakashi, who was currently studying his student. "So you took my advice." At this, Naruto leapt up a couple of feet and clenched the area near his heart. "Kakashi-sensei, are you trying to give me a heart attack?" Naruto yelled to his sensei, who was nervously laughing while rubbing his hand on the back of his head. "Sorry about that, Naruto," Kakashi apologized. He looked at all the scrolls that Naruto picked up. "Isn't that too big of a workload to start off with?" Come on, Kakashi-sensei, how else am I going to get strong enough to become Hokage?" Naruto pouted. "You should start with what you can handle. There are some jutsu that you won't be able to use unless you train for a couple of years," Kakashi advised. Naruto thought about it, and what Kakashi said had some weight to it. He's never heard of someone being able to fully utilize jutsu from all 5 elements when they are just starting out. "But how do I know which ones to start with? The only way I can think about knowing which ones I'm good with is by just trying to use a jutsu from each element." Naruto looked on as realization hits Kakashi's face. He continued to watch as Kakashi rummaged through his ninja pouch and pockets. "There's a way. I just have to see if I have any of it left." At this, Kakashi pulled out a small sheet of paper. "With this we can detect which element is your affinity." Kakashi handed the sheet to Naruto. "Just pour some chakra on it." Naruto nodded and did what he was told. As he poured chakra, he could feel the paper do 2 things. First, it split in half, and then both sides became soggy. What does this mean, sensei?" Kakashi hid his surprise at seeing his student having 2 affinities. "Well, Naruto, this means that you are suited best for wind and water jutsu." Kakashi crouched down and began to pick up the scrolls for fire, earth, and lightning, much to Naruto's dismay. Seems you picked up 2 other jutsu while raiding the library. I guess I can leave those in your care." Hey! What do you think you're doing?" Naruto yelled. Kakashi looked Naruto in the eyes. "I'm taking these back. This should be enough to keep you occupied for a while." Naruto looked around and he was being left with much less with what he came with, considering he bought mostly fire jutsus. He was left 2 wind techniques, a couple of water techniques, and 2 other technique he found interesting, the body flicker technique and shuriken shadow clones. To think he could save a good chunk of money of kunais and shurikens, and be able to eat more ramen than before. Kakashi picked up the scroll and disappeared in a puff of smoke in order to return the scrolls back to the library. Kakashi returned later to find Naruto training by himself. Kakashi watched as the young genin flew through different hand signs trying to use different jutsus. Kakashi found himself giving out advice on the different approaches to using a jutsu. Kakashi was amazed by the boy's determination, several hours of trying to perform different jutsus, and he was still going strong into the early hours of the mornings. Kakashi tried to give Naruto nudges in the right direction in order for him to succeed. The sun began to rise and Kakashi told Naruto to get some rest. He also stopped by Sasuke's and Sakura's homes, leaving a message stating that they will meet later in the day. He also had to get some sleep for what was to come today. Chapter 4. This morning, Kakashi and his team found themselves trying to capture the pet of the daimyo's wife. After being clawed to death, Naruto continued to think of ways to kill the cat without getting caught. Now we find the members of Team 7 waiting to be assigned a new mission by the 3rd Hokage. "Now, Kakashi's Team 7, your next duties are babysitting an elder's grandson, shopping in the neighboring village, and help with the potato digging," the 3rd Hokage stated. Naruto crossed his arms and yelled, "No way! I want to do a more incredible mission! I'm tired of doing these chores." "I agree," Sasuke thought. "How annoying," Sakura thought. "I thought it was time for this." Kakashi began to sweat drop. The Hokage began. "Naruto, there are many different kind of missions. Each mission has a different degree of difficulty which is done by the different kinds of ninjas in this village." The Hokage looked at Naruto. "These chores, as you called them, are perfect for you new genin. I'm not the same troublemaking prankster that I was before. I'm a ninja now," Naruto yelled back. Kakashi placed his hand on Naruto's shoulder. "Cool down, Naruto." The Hokage looked on with a small smile. "Okay. If you want it that much, I'll give you a C-rank mission. It's a protection mission of a certain individual." With that, he gestured for someone to be brought into the room. Naruto turned to look to who he was supposed to protect. He watched as an old man walked into the room with a bottle. He could smell the alcohol from where he was standing. I am the super expert bridge builder Tazuna. The old man introduced himself. I expect protection until I get back to my country and complete the bridge. Kakashi instructed his team to pack for the trip and to meet at the front gate within the hour. Once everybody was ready, they began to head out. As soon as the group was outside the gate, Naruto began to look around. This is so awesome. This is first time I've been out of the village. Maybe I can try out some of the jutsus that I started to learn recently, Naruto thought. Lately Naruto has been training early morning in some of the jutsus that he borrowed from the archives in Konoha's library. Even now he still continues to master his chakra by water walking and tree walking in his morning training. Kakashi-sensei? Sakura called out to her Jounin-sensei. Kakashi turned to look at his student. Yes, Sakura? What are the chances we will run into foreign ninjas? Sakura asked. That's highly unlikely. There aren't any ninjas in the Wave Country, Kakashi stated calmly. Besides, there's rarely any combat on a C-rank mission. The group continued to walk without much trouble. Everyone was keeping a steady. Kakashi walked behind the group. He barely glanced at a puddle that the group passed. Everyone continued forward without a care. After a couple of steps, Kakashi was attacked by two ninjas. The two ninjas tied Kakashi with their chain. They continued to pull from both sides until Kakashi was completely shredded to pieces. The two appeared behind Naruto, but before he could act, Sasuke leapt into action by pinning their chain into a tree with a shuriken and a kunai. Sasuke immediately kicked both ninjas in the face. The two ninja decide to drop their chain and go after the bridge builder. Naruto reached the bridge builder and Sakura before they did and performed a couple of hand signs. The two ninjas were getting ready to attack only to be stopped by Kakashi. The last thing they saw was the bridge builder turning into a log. Kakashi saw the log appear and looked to see Naruto standing in front of a bush with his kunai out ready to fight. Kakashi looked from Naruto to Sasuke. Good work. He looked behind Naruto. It's safe now, you two can come out. From behind Naruto, both Sakura and Tazuna walked out of the bushes. The two of you handled that well, Kakashi complimented. Kakashi turned to Tazuna. It seems that these two, pointing to the two unconscious ninja who were currently tied up, are after your head. Is there something you would like to tell me? Tazuna explained everything. He told Team 7 that his head is being targeted by an extremely wealthy man named Gatu. He also explained the financial situation of the Land of Waves. Since Gatu has taken control of the business traffic in the isolated Land of Waves, the country has become poor. Knowing that if they left Tazuna to return alone will get him killed, Team 7 decided to continue the mission. Before continuing, Kakashi sent a letter back to the Hokage via his summoning, Pakken. With that, they continued onward to the Land of Wave. As the group arrived at the Land of Wave, Naruto felt something strange. There! He threw his kunai into the bushes only to see a rabbit jump out. Just a rabbit. Immediately Sakura's fist made contact with the back of Naruto's head. What do you think you're doing? Naruto rubbed his head. I thought I felt someone there. Kakashi looked at the rabbit closely. This is... Kakashi saw something coming fast from his peripheral vision. Everyone get down! Kakashi yelled. Everyone dropped down to the ground and watched as a huge sword flew across and embedded itself horizontally into a tree. A ninja jumped out and onto the handle of the huge sword. Kakashi stood up and looked at the newcomer. Well, if it isn't the hidden mist's missing Nin Momoichi Zabuza. Kakashi turned to look at the others. Everybody get back, this one is on a whole other level. Kakashi slid his headband up to uncover his left eye. Reveal a red eye with 3 tomo. I'm honored. I get to see the famous Sharingan right of the bat, Zabuza said. That can't be possible. The Sharingan only appears in the Uchiha clan, Sasuke thought. Let's end the talking. Zabuza began to grab the handle of his sword. I have to kill that old man. To this, the old man in question was shaking in fear. It seems like I'll have to beat you first, Kakashi. Zabuza leapt onto the body of water in front of the group. Ninja art, hidden mist jutsu. The area began to be clouded in mist. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura stood around Tazuna in their stance ready for any change that might occur. Kakashi stood in front of the group and began to release his killing intent. The three young genins began to feel the pressure. Don't worry, I won't let my comrades die. Kakashi turned to look at each genin. In a second, Zabuza appeared in the middle of the formation created by Team 7. Before Zabuza could swing his sword, Kakashi was already near him. Kakashi knocked the others away and jabbed a kunai into Zabuza's side. Zabuza turned into water as soon as Kakashi pulled back. The real Zabuza appeared behind Kakashi already in mid-swing. Kakashi was cleaved in half at the waist. Before his body hit the ground, he turned into water. Kakashi reappeared behind Zabuza with his kunai at Zabuza's throat. It's over, Kakashi stated. I'm not that easy to beat. The voice came from behind Kakashi. The water clone that Kakashi was holding dissolved into water as he ducked from the relentless assault coming from the missing nin. Zabuza stabbed the sword into the ground, then propelled himself from the end of the handle. He kicked Kakashi into the water. Kakashi surfaced in front of Zabuza. Zabuza quickly performed a couple of hand seals. Water prison jutsu. Kakashi was trapped inside a ball of water. Now that you're trapped, I can take care of them without a problem. Zabuza held up a single seal. The water clone started to surface from the water. You guys get Tazuna and get out of here. He is not someone you can beat. As long as I'm trapped here, he can't move, Kakashi yelled out. The water clone can't go far from the real body. Just run away! Naruto remembered the words that Kakashi said after survival training. Those who break the laws of the ninja world are trash, but those who don't care for their comrade are lower than trash. Naruto looked at his trap sensei. I won't become trash. Sasuke! I have a plan, Naruto called out. Sasuke in turn looked at Naruto. I'll need your help. Naruto looked back to Tazuna, who in turn said, This is all happening because of me, so I won't stop you. Fight as much as you want. Sasuke stood next to Naruto. So what's this plan? I just need you to distract the clone long enough for me to get behind it, Naruto said while keeping his eyes on the clone that was currently walking closer to them. I see. Then get ready. Sasuke began walking forward while quickly going through a couple of hand seals. Fire style, fireball jutsu. A giant ball of fire began to barrel down on Zabuza's water clone. The water clone cut the fireball in half with his sword. While this was happening, Naruto ran down the field and onto the water, much to the surprise to the real Zabuza. Naruto threw a single kunai and a couple of shurikens. Kid got balls. Got no brain though, Zabuza thought. Ramrat bird boar tiger. Ninja art, shuriken shadow clone jutsu. Naruto poured as much chakra as he could into the technique. The handful of ninja tools he threw became thousands in the blink of an eye. Zabuza had his sword raised in order to block the attack, but after the technique was executed, his confidence in blocking the assault dropped. I can't block that, Zabuza thought as he leapt to avoid the attack. Kakashi was released from the watery prison. Instead of regaining his footing, he simply let his body drop into the water in order to avoid his student's attack. In the moment Naruto unleashed his attack, the water clone of Zabuza turned to attack, only to be defeated by a Fuma shuriken-wielding Sasuke. As Zabuza landed on the surface of the water, he began to run menacingly over to Naruto, who was still standing where he unleashed his jutsu. Before Zabuza reached Naruto though, Kakashi reappeared from beneath the water and positioned himself between the two of them. Well done, Naruto, Sasuke. Kakashi complimented his students while keeping his eyes on Zabuza. I'll take over from here. Both Zabuza and Kakashi jumped back several feet. The two ninjas went through a series of seals in seconds. Water style, water dragon jutsu. Both Zabuza and Kakashi yelled at the same time. When both water dragons collided, Naruto was having a difficult time maintaining himself on the water. Sasuke, Sakura, and Tazuna were pushed back a couple of feet from the backlash. Both Kakashi and Zabuza rushed forward and clashed with one another. As the battle continued, it seemed like the two were mimicking one another. Water style, giant vortex jutsu. Kakashi released a massive torrent of water which blew Zabuza into a tree. Before Kakashi could do anything else, several needles pierced Zabuza's neck. A hunter nin revealed himself to the group. Upon closer inspection, Kakashi confirmed Zabuza's death. Kakashi allowed the hunter Nin to take the corpse. As soon as the hunter Nin disappeared with the body, everyone visibly relaxed. Kakashi slid his headband to its normal position, and the group was ready to continue further. Before anybody moved, Kakashi dropped to the ground with a thud, leaving the genins with the job of carrying him the rest of the way. When the group arrived at Tazuna's house, they immediately placed Kakashi in a futon on the floor. After Kakashi explained the occupation of a hunter Nin to his genin students, he decided to take a little rest. About an hour later, he came to a certain realization about the battle with Zabuza. At this point, Tsunami, Tazuna's daughter, chose to come in. A couple of other ninjas with the same symbol on their headband arrive here asking for you. At this, Kakashi lifted himself into a sitting position. 3 genin came in along with their bearded Jounin sensei. You look horrible, Kakashi. What happened? Asked the Jounin of Team 10, Asuma Sarutobi. Kakashi had the decency to scratch the back of his head in embarrassment. Well, I originally thought that I could deal with whatever came next. But we ran into Momoichi Zabuza. Asuma raised an eyebrow. That's a giant leap from the demon brother you stated in that small report. This mission went from a C rank to an A rank. Troublesome mission, groaned Shikamaru. But Kakashi-sensei, I thought Zabuza was dead? Sakura asked. I thought so too, but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense that he's alive, Kakashi answered. Asuma asked. What happened in the battle? Kakashi went into detail about the fighting that occurred and the meeting with the hunter Nin. Now I see what you mean. Hunter Nins usually burn the body on the spot, only taking the head if they needed proof of the kill. Asuma thought out loud. Shikamaru decided to add his thought on the matter. You also have to look at the weapon used for the kill. Hunter Nins know the anatomy very well. It would be easy for them to create a false death with needles. Those were the same doubts that were running through his mind. Zabuza was most likely alive, biding his time recuperating so that he can take another shot at Tazuna's life. Ino took this time to get closer to Sasuke, but a certain pink-haired kunoichi was not going to give her the chance. What do you think you're doing, Ino pig? Sakura asked while glaring daggers at Ino. Well, forehead, since Sasuke has to spend so much time with you, I thought he should try to spend time with a real woman, Ino said while trying to show off her body. Naruto was actually quite happy to see Shikamaru and Shuji. The 3 were friends and were amongst the students that gave Iruka headaches back at the academy. So you guys got chosen to be our backup for the mission, Naruto said. Not really, answered Shuji. Once Ino found out that Sasuke was on this mission, she volunteered all of us. He gestured to where the last Uchiha was sitting, which was currently in the middle of a battle between the only 2 kunoichi there. To think we went from a super easy D-rank mission to a super dangerous A-rank mission. Shikamaru sighed. Shikamaru looked to the ongoing battle between Ino and Sakura. Girls are so troublesome. A little later, the 2 Jounin and the 6 genin were in a clearing in the forest near Tazuna's house. Kakashi was currently being supported by a crutch as he looked toward his students. There's a good chance that we may have to battle Zabuza, so we're going trained so that we're ready. Wait, we're all training? Ino asked. Asuma nodded. Considering the situation, we should all be ready for what's to come next. And since we're going to practice chakra control, it will be a good opportunity for you and Shikamaru to improve on your stamina while Chuji tries to gain control over his. I'm just shocked. Every time you say we are going to train, you and Shikamaru end up playing shogi. Ino stated. Asuma and Kakashi explained tree climbing to the genins. To the Jounins, things went like they expected for the most part. Chuji and Sasuke would cause the tree to break under their feet. Sakura and Ino made it to the of the tree, considering that their reserve were smaller than the boys. Shikamaru made it to the top but decided to lie down on the top branch. Naruto just decided to walk up and down the tree until he got bored, which happened too soon for the Jounin enjoying a break. Naruto walked up to Kakashi. Sensei, I already know how to do this. Isn't there something else I can do? Kakashi thought about it, and he remembered seeing Naruto water walking, which is more difficult than tree walking. Then he thought of something. Hey Asuma, you're a wind nature, right? Asuma turned to look at Kakashi. That's right. Well, can you give Naruto a couple of pointers? I'm afraid Konoha's library is lacking in the wind jutsu department, Kakashi asked with a nice smile. Oh, is that right? Asuma looked down at Naruto. So does that mean that you have the wind affinity? Naruto nodded with a grin. Let's go this way so that we don't interrupt their training. Asuma began to walk further into the forest with Naruto at his heel while Kakashi was left to watch over the other students. So what do you know about your affinity? Asuma asked as they entered another clearing. Well, I've only been focusing on water jutsu and a couple of others. Naruto thought with a thoughtful face. I only got so far with wind because there was only like 2 jutsus. Wait, what was that about water? Asuma asked looking down at Naruto. Kakashi checked my affinities and he said I got 2, water and wind. Naruto answered with his hand placed behind his head. I see, Asuma said thoughtfully. Asuma began to pull out his knives. Naruto, these are my chakra knives. Asuma began to add chakra to the knives, creating a layer of chakra. This knife is made of a special metal that absorbed the chakra nature of the holder. Here, try holding it and flow your chakra into the knife like I did. Naruto tried doing the same thing. But the chakra that surrounded the knife was not as sharp as Asuma's. It looks different to what you did, Asuma-sensei. Listen up. When manipulating the wind-type chakra, you got to imagine splitting your chakra in 2 and grinding them together. Do it so that the 2 chakra fields sharpen one another into fine pieces. What's the point of learning this if I already have a weapon that can cut? Asuma smirked. Let's throw these chakra knives at those trees. Asuma pointed to the trees in the distance. Let's go! Asuma and Naruto both threw the knives at the trees in the distance. Naruto's knife stabbed into the tree and stayed there. Asuma's knife went through the tree and embedded itself in the tree behind the first one. No way! Naruto yelled. I could make it go further, but I didn't want to lose the knife, so I held back. Asuma explained. If 2 ninja at the same level fought, the one with the sharper weapon will win. The wind element is the best for close to mid-range fighters. As Asuma began to pick up the knives he threw away, punched the tree. He snatched one of the leaves that fell from the rattled tree. Asuma began to walk over to Naruto. This is what you have to do, Asuma said while handing the leaf to Naruto. Cut the leaf with your chakra. Naruto yelled. That's it, that doesn't sound too hard. Well, when you master this aspect, you move on to cutting water. Asuma began to pull out a box of cigarettes. He placed a single one on his lips. This will power up the wind jutsu you're working on. Fair warning though, this is a very difficult task. Most ninja wait until they become chunin before they attempt something like this. Asuma lit up his cigarette and began to walk away. Good luck, I have to go check on my students. Naruto looked down at the leaf. He clenched it between his 2 hands and began to pour chakra into it. After a couple of minutes he began to sweat. He decided to check his progress. To his surprise, there wasn't even a nick on the leaf. I'll be Hokage someday. I won't let something like this stop me. Naruto continued in his attempt to cut the leaf in half. As Asuma returned to the group, he could already hear the complaints of some of the genin. Why doesn't Naruto have to do these exercises? Sasuke asked after realizing that the hyperactive blonde was nowhere to be seen. Sakura and Ino had stopped their training once Sasuke confronted Kakashi. Sakura was gasping for air while Ino was catching her second wind. Since she was from a ninja clan, her chakra reserves were slightly larger than Sakura's. Shikamaru took this opportunity to stop his own training and helped Chuji with tree climbing. He had already figured out why Naruto was allowed to skip out on this training. Watching Naruto throughout the years at the academy, he seen the blonde fail at performing the simplest jutsus to being able to outwit the chunin instructors with mere transformations. Shikamaru concluded that Naruto either had a small reserve of chakra or that he had poor chakra control. This situation was the final piece of the puzzle. Shikamaru concluded that Naruto's chakra reserves was so large that he couldn't control it naturally, and had spent some time training to control it. Kakashi sighed. He knew that this would be coming. Through the training and the missions that we've had so far, Naruto has demonstrated immaculate chakra control, whereas you two have something that needs to be worked on. He turned to Sakura, who had caught her breath. Sakura has pretty small reserves. So even if she is able to perform a jutsu perfectly, she will tire out very quickly. Now he looked at Sasuke. And you, Sasuke, you tend to use too much chakra when performing jutsus. This will help you use your jutsu with its maximum power without wasting any of your chakra. Sasuke listened to Kakashi's lecture. But he couldn't help to feel upset that Naruto was beginning to surpass him without noticing. He wanted to gain strength to defeat his brother, but the thought of the supposed dead last slowly closing the gap that he created during their years at the academy was irritating to say the least. Sasuke returned to looking back at the tree he had been previously climbing and looked to see that he made it halfway up the tree. I will not let him beat me. Sakura and Ino tried to console Sasuke, telling him that he's still the best, but their words fell on deaf's ears. The next moment Sasuke shot up the tree, which surprised the other genins and the two jounin. He overtook the spot he had last reached and continued to climb higher until he had to jump back down because his control began to slip. Before he fell, he left a mark with his kunai. Looking back up, Sasuke saw the mark that he left. Still not enough. As the week went by, Naruto spent his time trying to cut the leaf in half. He had made a lot of progress, as he managed to cut the leaf by 3/4. He spent most of his time outside. From time to time he would collapse from sheer exhaustion. Tazuna had told them the story of Inari's, Tazuna's grandson, father. Naruto felt that he needed to prove something to Inari. One morning he was woken up in the morning by a mysterious person in the forest. Naruto went on about returning to training when the person asked an important question. Do you have someone who is important to you? Naruto thought upon the question. He began to think about Iruka-sensei and old man Hokage. They would always take him out for a bowl of ramen when they weren't too busy. And now he had his team. Kakashi would try to get him to eat healthier and to get him to work better with Sasuke and Sakura. Even though his crush on her was slowly fading, he still cared for Sakura. He enjoyed the rivalry he had with Sasuke. It was like having the brother he never had. It felt like they were his family. Yeah, I do have a lot of people who are important to me. Naruto nodded confidently with a grin. That person smiled. When a person has something important to protect, that's when they become strong. Naruto nodded, understanding what this person was saying. Naruto watched as this person continued to gather herbs and then leave the clearing. Today all of the members of Team 7 went to protect Tazuna at the bridge, while the members of Team 10 remained back at the house in case Gata decided to attack Tazuna's family. As Team 7 arrived on the bridge, mist began to cloud the area. Kakashi motioned for his genins to get into formation around Tazuna. A couple of Zabuza clones appeared around the group. As soon as they appeared, they were taken care of by Sasuke. Naruto watched as Sasuke quickly beat the clones. He was barely able to beat one a week ago, now he could handle 4, Naruto thought. Looks like we were right, the masked one is obviously Zabuza's comrade, Kakashi pointed out. I'll take him on. Tricking us with that stupid act. I hate bastards like that the most, Sasuke said. You're so cool, Sasuke-kun, Sakura screeched. I'm starting to think that she'll never notice me, Naruto thought dejectedly. As the masked ninja began to make his moves, Sasuke leapt into action. The two began to trade speedy blows with one another. Sasuke began to channel chakra to his legs to speed up with the masked ninja. Naruto, provide backup for Sasuke. Sakura, stay with Tazuna and don't move from my side, Kakashi ordered. Naruto channeled chakra to his legs and began to chasing after the two who were making their way further down the bridge. He arrived to see the masked ninja performing some jutsu that he did not recognize. Sasuke turned to him. What do you think you're doing? Naruto answered. Kakashi wants me to help you, and by the way it looks you need it. Next thing they knew, the two genins were encased in an area with mirrors. An image of the masked ninja was reflected in all of the mirrors. What is this? Naruto asked as he looked around. Sasuke wordlessly looked around, trying to find an opening or a way of fighting back. Before either two could understand what was going on, they were attacked from all angles by the masked ninja. The two genins just tried to survive by protecting their vitals. After the assault, Sasuke and Naruto just saw the ninja on one of the mirrors. If these mirrors are made of ice, Sasuke thought as he ran through a couple of seals. Fire style, great fireball jutsu. Naruto, not to be outdone, performed a couple of seals of his own. Wind style, great breakthrough. Sasuke released a huge ball of fire aimed towards the masked ninja. Naruto's wind technique helped amplify Sasuke's fireball, which allowed the technique to cover more area than what it would have by itself. That was a very powerful technique. The mirror and the masked ninja appeared to be unharmed. But you two are not at the level where you can destroy my mirrors. The ninja then went on the attack again, striking both of the genin with his Senbon needles. The masked ninja took the time to explain why neither Naruto nor Sasuke could beat him. He talked about how he was willing to kill his heart in order to protect something special. Naruto stood up and turned to Sasuke. Any other ideas? Naruto got a closer look at Sasuke's eyes and was surprised to see the Sharingan. His left eye he has one tomo, and his right has two. The masked ninja recognized the eyes too and went on the offensive. By attacking the unguarded Naruto, Sasuke watched as it happened in slow motion. He immediately ran and pushed Naruto out of the way, which left Sasuke open to the onslaught. Naruto looked up to see his teammate skewered with Senbon needles. Naruto watched as Sasuke's body fell. He immediately got up and caught him. The rage inside of Naruto's body erupted as he watched the Sasuke's life fade away. Naruto's body began to change. His fangs and nails began to get longer. His eyes were red and slit. Naruto's wound was beginning to heal. The masked ninja began to attack when the demonic chakra began to be released. Naruto avoided all of the ninja's attack. Naruto was able to catch the ninja before he returned to the comfort of the mirror. Naruto reared back and punched the ninja through the mirror. Before Naruto could capitalize on his assault, the mask fell to reveal the person whom he met during his training. The feeling of anger quickly fled and Naruto's mind was clear again, void of the feelings of hate. "You're from that time," Naruto said. "Please, Naruto-kun, kill me," the now unmasked ninja said. Naruto did not know what to do. Seeing this, the ninja decided to explain his reasoning. Zabuza being his only precious person, and that he did not need any useless shinobis as his tools. Naruto reluctantly drew out his kunai and raced toward the other shinobi. But before he reached him, Naruto was grabbed by his outstretched hand. The shinobi in front of Naruto stepped into the mirror. "Sorry, Naruto-kun," and with that the shinobi disappeared. Naruto stood there not knowing what happened. The mist began to clear. He looked into the distance and saw a group together. He'd figure that that's where he went. Naruto watched as Kakashi had his hand through the young shinobi's chest. "Great job, Haku," Zabuza spoke. He immediately swung his sword with the intent of cutting down both Haku and Kakashi. Kakashi managed to avoid the attack and moved with the now deceased Haku. Naruto was shaking in rage after what just happened. Haku fought to protect this guy. He was supposed to be someone precious. But Zabuza was going to cut through him in order to get Kakashi-sensei. "Naruto, stay there," Kakashi said as he closed Haku's eyes. "This is my fight." "Naruto!" "You're alright," Sakura yelled. "Naruto, where's Sasuke-kun?" Naruto could not look at Sakura. He turned his head to avoid eye contact. Sakura began to tremble with sadness. Tazuna told Sakura that he will go with her to see Sasuke so that she wouldn't be disobeying orders. Sakura and Tazuna ran by Naruto. It wasn't a minute later when Naruto heard Sakura's cries. Kakashi was having a relatively easy time beating Zabuza down. Kakashi tried to finish Zabuza off by stabbing him with a pair of kunais, but Zabuza swung his sword before Kakashi could kill him. Instead, all he could do was drive the two kunais into Zabuza's arm, effectively disabling it. The sword flew out of his hand and landed near Haku's body. "Oh, so you're getting your ass kicked. How disappointing." A short man in a dark business suit with a cast on his arm was standing in front of a large group of thugs. "Gatu," Zabuza growled. The man named Gatu revealed his real intentions of destroying the bridge along with disposing of Zabuza. Before ordering the attack, Gatu walked toward Haku's body. He then began to kick the body. "What are you doing? You bastard!" Naruto erupted. He began to run towards Gatu before being stopped by Kakashi. "Look at their numbers, don't just jump in," Kakashi said, holding Naruto back. Naruto turned to look at Zabuza. "Say something too! Weren't you friends?" Naruto yelled. "Shut up, kid, Haku is already," Zabuza said. "Don't you feel anything at all?" Naruto continued to yell. "As I was used by Gatu, I used Haku. That's all it was. We shinobis are simply tools. What I wanted was his blood, not him. I have no regrets." Do you really believe that? Naruto spoke. Kakashi tried to stop Naruto, but he continued. He really loved you, Naruto said as he pointed to Haku's body. Do you really feel nothing? He threw away his life for you. Tears began to drop from Naruto's eyes. To die as a tool. That's just too sad. Kid, you don't have to say anymore. Zabuza turned with tears running down his face. Kid, it pained him to have to fight you. Haku fought not only for me but for you guys too. Zabuza began to tear at the wrappings with his mouth. He was too kind. I'm glad I got to fight you guys in the end. Yeah, kid, you may be right. A shinobi is still a human. We may not be able to become an emotionless tool. Kid, let me borrow your kunai. Naruto tossed his kunai over to Zabuza. Zabuza caught it in his mouth. Zabuza ran right at Gato, making his way through the group of thugs. Zabuza was stabbed multiple times until he ran into Gato. Without hesitation, he decapitated Gato with the kunai. After Gato's head hit the ground, so did Zabuza. Naruto! Sakura yelled. Naruto turned to see Sasuke sitting with Sakura holding him upright. It felt like a great weight was lifted off his shoulder. He was actually relieved to see Sasuke wave. Kakashi turned to look and was also relieved to see that his team came out intact. Kakashi used his Kage Bunshin to scare of the thugs. Kakashi moved Zabuza next to Haku. At the moment it started to snow. Kid. Naruto looked to where Zabuza laid. Come here. When Naruto reached the two, he saw Zabuza barely holding the handle of his sword. Here, where I'm going, I won't be needing this, Zabuza said as he put the sword's handle onto Naruto's small hand. Naruto struggled with the weight of the sword. He looked questioningly at Zabuza. Take it as something to remember us by. Naruto nodded as he sealed the sword into a scroll. He watched as Zabuza turned to look at Haku as he whispered something to the deceased boy. Naruto looked up at the snow. 2 weeks passed by as construction of the bridge was finished. The two teams left Wave and returned back to the village hidden in the leaves. Chapter 5. It's been several weeks since the mission to Wave. Since then, Naruto has stepped up his training. He continued to use his chakra to cut a leaf. That task was becoming easier and easier with every passing day. He is currently planning to move on to the next step, which would be to use his chakra to cut a waterfall. These last couple of weeks, Naruto looked up many of the jutsus he had seen in the battle between Kakashi and Zabuza. He began to practice every morning before going to meet his teammates. Every time he thought about the mission to Wave, he kept thinking about the time he blanked out from anger. The rush of anger, the feelings of hate, and the foreign chakra circulating around his body made him feel like a completely different person. He confronted Kakashi on this, and he couldn't believe what was revealed to him. Flashback several weeks back in Wave Country. Kakashi had placed several seals around the room in order to keep the information from leaking out. Both Asuma and Kakashi were watching Naruto's reaction to the information that he had just received in regards to the Kyuubi. So what now? Naruto laughed nervously. Am I the fox or what? Kakashi and Asuma exchanged glances. Kakashi looked back at Naruto. Naruto, the fourth Hokage sealed the beast in you. You are the container, not the beast. Kakashi spoke with conviction. He believed that you would be able to handle the responsibility. Naruto looked down as something clicked. So is that why people look at me the way they do? Asuma decided to intervene. The adults remember what happened 13 years ago. But the Hokage create a law that prohibits anybody from speaking about it. The old man wanted to give you a normal childhood, but there is only so much he can do. Naruto nodded absent-mindedly. Kakashi watched his student worriedly. Naruto, are you going to be okay? Naruto looked up at his teacher. I guess. In a way, it's nice to know why people hate me. I just can't believe that this happened to me. I know it's a heavy burden to carry. But I know that you will be fine, Naruto, Kakashi said with a close-eye smile. Naruto grinned at the two jounins. End of flashback. When the two groups returned from the mission, Kakashi and Asuma both reported privately to the Hokage along with Naruto. After hearing the report, the Hokage looked to Naruto and explained the reasoning behind hiding the story about the Kyuubi. Naruto couldn't get mad though, since the old man was one of the few people who watched out for him, not to mention treated him to ramen. In regards to his teammates, Naruto decided that he and Kakashi would keep quiet about this until he was ready to tell them. Team 7 had just finished performing their mission for the day. Kakashi was currently observing his team. It seemed that the rivalry between Sasuke and Naruto was affecting the team's mechanic. Their teamwork was slowly falling apart. Kakashi noticed a couple of messenger eagles flying overhead. Okay, that's it for today. I have to go submit the mission report. With that, Kakashi disappeared in a swirl of leaves. Then I'm going home. Sasuke was turning to leave. Hey Sasuke-kun, wait. Sakura ran after Sasuke. How about we work on our teamwork, just you and me? Sakura said with hearts in her eyes. Sasuke turned to look at Sakura. If you have time to bother me, practice a jutsu or two. Frankly, your ability is below Naruto. With that, Sasuke walked away. Naruto noticed Sakura's depressed mood, but before he could say anything, he noticed a cardboard box with 2 holes at the front crawling up to him. Naruto continued to look down at the box. With a bored look, he crouched down in front of the box and proceeded to flip it over the head of the academy students who were hiding inside. It's just you 3. Naruto spoke in a bored drawl. From the box appeared the Konohamaru core. That's the man that I've used as my rival. Konohamaru stated with pride. Naruto noticed that Konohamaru, Udan and Moegi were all wearing goggles. Konohamaru said that they were trying to imitate him, which filled Naruto with pride. So boss, let's go play ninja, Konohamaru said. Alright, I did promise then, Naruto thought. Why would a ninja play ninja? Sakura asked as she continues to look dejectedly. Konohamaru looked between Naruto and Sakura and came up with a thought. Not bad, boss. She's your girlfriend, isn't she? Konohamaru asked. Naruto blushed, but before he responded, he was attacked by Sakura. He managed to avoid the punch, but he still tripped over his feet. He wasn't expecting Sakura to react so bad to the idea, but it seemed to have pushed her over the edge. What kind of crap are you feeding these kids, Naruto? Sakura yelled. Konohamaru stood in front of Naruto. How dare you! You ugly bitch! Naruto noticed what Konohamaru said and yelled the only thought that came to him. Run, Konohamaru! Naruto and the 3 academy students began to run down the alley. As they turned, Konohamaru ran into someone. That hurt, spoke the shinobi that Konohamaru ran into. He had face paint and seemed to be carrying something over his shoulder. With him was a blonde kunoichi with 4 pigtails. That hurt, you little piece of shit, the shinobi with the face paint said as he picked up Konohamaru by the collar. Stop it! We're going to get scolded later, the blonde-haired kunoichi said. The shinobi turned to look at the kunoichi. But I want to play before some noisy people come. The kunoichi smirked. Well, it seems that you will have to enjoy yourself with a doll made of straw. What? The shinobi yelled in surprise. In his hand was a doll made of straw. The brat that he was holding was hiding behind a genin wearing too much orange. Naruto grinned. His training was beginning to pay off. Hee hee. Yeah, listen to the pretty lady and go play with your dolls, you pajama-wearing bastard. Naruto spoke, his grin widening. The kunoichi blushed from the compliment. But the shinobi blushed out of anger. The comment made by Naruto hit way too close to home, considering what he was wearing and the fact that his weapons are puppets. Out of anger, he tried to make a grab at Naruto. Naruto watched as the shinobi began to reach out towards him. Before the shinobi got too far, his hand was hit by a rock. Everybody turned to see Sasuke sitting on a branch, tossing a couple of rocks up in one hand. What are you bastards doing in our village? Sasuke asked. Sasuke-kun! Sakura squealed. He's pretty handsome, thought the kunoichi. And in one swoop the team steals my thunder. Naruto thought dryly. Another guy who pisses me off, the shinobi said. Get lost, Sasuke demanded. Kaya. So cool. Get him, Sasuke, Sakura yelled. Naruto crouched on in depression. Am I that bad, Konohamaru? Nope, Konohamaru answered. He's just better. Thanks, that makes me feel much better. Naruto's voice was filled with sarcasm. Naruto watched as he saw that the shinobi began to drop the package on his back to the ground. Hey, you're going to use Karasu? The kunoichi voiced her surprise. Kankuro, stop it. An eerie voice came out. You're an embarrassment to our village. Everyone turned to see a young red-haired boy hanging upside down from the tree branch. He had the kanji for love written on his forehead, and he was carrying a large gourd. Ga. Gaara. Kankuro let out nervously. Losing yourself in a fight, how pathetic. Why do you think we came to the Leaf Village? Listen, Gaara, they started it, and Kankuro began to explain. Shut up. I'll kill you. Okay, I'm sorry. Kankuro, apologize. I'm also sorry. Really sorry. The kunoichi also started to apologize. Gaara teleported down in front of Kankuro and the kunoichi. Let's go, we didn't come here to play around. Gaara said, turning to leave. I know. Kankuro answered. Hey, wait. Sakura yelled. Judging from your head protectors, you guys are ninjas from the Hidden Sand Village, right? You may be allies with the Leaf Village, but it's forbidden for shinobis to enter each other's villages without permission. State your purpose. Depending on it, we may not be able to let you go. Naruto tapped Sakura on the shoulder. Eh? What is it, Naruto? Sakura turned to see her teammate rubbing the back of his neck. Sakura-chan, I think they're here for the Chunin exam. Well, someone is well informed. The kunoichi said. Naruto began to bashfully rub the back of his head. The kunoichi drew out her pass. Naruto took a glance at it and found out that her name is Temari. We're genins from the Hidden Sand. And we came to your village to take the Chunin exam. Temari confirmed. Sasuke appeared between the leaf and the sand genins. Hey you, what's your name? Huh? You mean me? Temari asked with a small blush. No. You with the gourd. Sasuke stated. Gaara of the desert. Gaara stated. I'm also interested in your name? It's Uchiha Sasuke. Naruto just had to ask. Hey. What about me? Gaara turned on his heel. Not interested. I'll show those guys how strong I am. Naruto gritted his teeth as he watched the Suna team leave. The next day the members of Team 7 were meeting at their usual spot at the bridge. But as usual, a certain Jounin was a bit tardy. Morning, guys. Kakashi greeted cheerfully. Today I got lost on the road of life. Liar! Sakura yelled. From experience, Naruto figured that their sensei would always be late for any meeting the team would have. I know this is sudden, but I nominated you guy for the Chunin exam. He held out a couple of sheets. Here are the applications. Those who wish to take the exam should sign and turn them in at room 301 at 4 p.m. tomorrow. With that, Kakashi disappeared via the body flicker technique. Naruto began to think of the different techniques he was going to use during the exam. But he had a problem. Most of the techniques I know are water jutsus. How am I supposed to perform those techniques without a boy of water? Naruto began to ponder. Then he remembered something that he needed to try. Hey guys, I'll meet you tomorrow, okay? I need to get some last-minute training, Naruto said as he began to run ahead of Sasuke and Sakura. They just watched the orange-clad ninja run into the crowd. The following day, Naruto was carrying 2 small gourds. Each one had seals drawn on them, sealing away a reservoir of water. With this, I'll be able to use water jutsu wherever I may be. My greatest idea yet. Naruto met up with Sasuke and Sakura. As they approached the room, they noticed some sort of commotion in front of a classroom. It appeared to be that 2 genin were guarding the room. A student wearing a green spandex suit was knocked to the ground. Sasuke came to the front and revealed to everyone that there was a genjutsu place on the room. Sakura also confirmed what Sasuke stated. The genin that was guarding the door went on the attack. Sasuke saw this coming and retaliated. Before either could close the gap, the genin in the green bodysuit managed to stop both ninjas in their tracks. A genin with eyes without pupils approached the green-clad genin. What happened to the plan? You're the one who said we shouldn't draw attention to OU. Ourselves. Well, he turned towards Sakura and began walking to her. Hi. My name is Rock Lee. So yours is Sakura. Lee gave a thumb up with a wink and smile. Let's go out together. I'll protect you till I die. No way. You're lame, Sakura said. Lee slumped in disappointment. Naruto watched as yet another person was interested in fighting Sasuke. It's like I'm not even on anyone's radar. As Team 7 regrouped and continued walking further into the building in search of the classroom, they were confronted by Rock Lee again. "Hey, guy with the dark eye," Lee called out. The three genins of Team 7 looked up. "Will you fight me right here? A fight right now?" Sasuke asked. "Yes," Lee responded as he leapt of the balcony he was on. Lee explained that he wanted to test himself against one of the genius clans that belonged to the Leaf. Naruto was upset that yet again he was being overlooked. "Sasuke, don't. We only have 30 minutes. Sakura explained. "I'll be done in 5 minutes. Sasuke ran straight at Lee. Naruto watched as Lee performed a spin kick to Sasuke's head. Sasuke ducked. Before Sasuke could do anything, Lee performed another spin kick. Sasuke put up a guard against the attack, but Lee managed to slip through his guard. Sasuke was kicked a couple of feet, but he regained his footing. When he righted himself, his Sharingan eyes were ablaze. Naruto watched the match closely, thinking of ways he would have done things, while Sakura became giddy when she saw Sasuke's eyes. Much to their surprise, they witnessed Sasuke get launched up in the air by a single kick. They watched as Lee leapt up behind Sasuke and his bandages became undone. "Naruto, I thought that the Sharingan could copy ninjutsu, taijutsu, and genjutsu. So why is Sasuke's losing?" Sakura asked frantically. "I think that even though he was able to see it, he was just not fast enough to avoid it," Naruto said, trying to make sense thing. He was also caught off guard when he saw Sasuke kicked into the air. A pinwheel caught one of Lee's bandages, effectively stopping his assault. Everyone turned to see the newcomer, only to be greeted by a turtle. "That's enough, Lee." Sakura noticed that Sasuke was falling rapidly and dove to catch him. Lee was soon lectured by both the turtle and his sensei guy, who had thicker eyebrows than Lee. Eventually the genins made their way toward the exam room. They met up with Kakashi, whom explained that if any one of them had not shown up, they would have been unable to enter the exam. As the three entered the room, all eyes was on them. Ino immediately popped up and latched onto Sasuke. Naruto decided to go over to Shikamaru and Chuji whilst Sakura and Ino argue over Sasuke. "So Shikamaru, I thought it was too troublesome to take a test," Naruto said with a grin. "What's more troublesome is my mother's nagging over me taking this test." Shikamaru groaned. Chuji laughed. "Yeah, and Ino would never forgive you if you dropped out of this test." "Troublesome women," Shikamaru muttered. "Yahoo found you guys." All of the rookie genins from Konoha turned to see their former classmates from the academy. Naruto turned to look at Team 8. "So you guys are also in this, huh, Kiba?" "Of course. I wouldn't pass up this chance with all the training we've been through." Kiba responded with a grin. "Hey you guys, you should be quieter." A white-haired genin approached the Konoha rookie genin. "You guys are rookies just out of the academy, right? This isn't a picnic." Ino decided to speak up. "Who do you think you are?" "I'm Kabuto." "But instead of that, look behind you." Kabuto pointed behind the genin. When Naruto and the others turned around, they realized how tense the atmosphere really was. While they were conversing with one another, they were being glared at by the rest of the room. "Everyone is nervous about the exam. Quiet down before you cause a scene." "Kabuto-san, right?" Sakura asked. Kabuto responded with, "Yeah." So Sakura continued. "So is this your second time?" "Nope, my 7th time. This exam is held twice a year. So this is my 4th year." Kabuto answered. "Wow, so you know a lot about the exam." Sakura commented. "That's right. As a fellow Leaf Shinobi, I'll share with you some of my information," Kabuto said as he revealed a deck of cards. Kabuto went into detail in regards to his deck of cards. He revealed that he had data on ninjas from the different villages. This was all of the information he had gathered from the Chunin exam that he had taken. "Do you have card with info on individual?" Sasuke asked. "It isn't perfect, but I do have information on all of the exam participants," Kabuto explained. "Gaara of the Hidden Sand and Rock Lee of the Leaf." Kabuto nodded, then he charged his chakra through the cards. He then drew 2 cards with the information that Sasuke wanted. The information revealed the amount of missions that Lee and Gaara have taken. It revealed information about their team. A diagram for their skill set was revealed except that Gaara's was covered in mystery. Kabuto explained his finding. All of the hidden villages. Like Gaara and Lee, there are a lot of top of elite genin from various different countries. Kabuto concluded. Quiet down, you worthless bastard, was heard as a blast of smoke erupted from the front of the classroom. As everyone quieted down, thanks for waiting. I am Marino Ibiki, the examiner for the first Chunin exam test. Ibiki pointed to the back. Hidden sound guys, stop doing as you please. Do you want to fail already? After the group from the hidden sound settled down, Ibiki began to give the instruction for the first test of the Chunin exam. The first rule, you guys will all start off with 10 points. The test is made up of 10 questions and each one is worth a point, but this test uses the subtraction system. The second rule is that this is a team test. Whether you passed or not is determined by the group's combined score. Sakura tried to ask a question but was quickly shot down by Ibiki as he continued undeterred. Third rule is that during the exam, anyone caught by the testing officers doing sneaking activities, namely cheating, will have 2 points deducted or every offense. And the final question is that anyone who doesn't answer any question correctly will be failed along with their teammates. Ibiki looked around. This test will be 1 hour long. Begin. Naruto was freaking out. I was never good at taking tests. Naruto read the test several times and no matter how he looked at it, he couldn't answer any of the questions. He needed to cheat, but he didn't have any technique that could help him. It was so obvious that cheating was the only way was to pass, but he was stuck. Didn't Kakashi-sensei teach us anything about cheating or gathering information? Naruto decided to dig into the recesses of his mind. In order to find the answer. Never get caught from behind. Kakashi released his attack. Leaf Village Secret Finger Jutsu, 1000 Years of Death. Kakashi began to thrust his finger forwards. Naruto jumped in his seat. Luckily, he realized that he wasn't in training before he attempted to turn around to make sure the one-eyed Jounin wasn't lying in wait. Not exactly something I want to relive. Naruto continued to think of something that his Jounin sensei might have said in passing. Flashback Team 7 was returning from performing a low C-rank mission. They decided to stop at a clearing in the forest. Sasuke and Sakura were refilling the canteens that the team carried. Naruto and Kakashi were sitting in the clearing waiting. Naruto watched as Kakashi continued to read his book. The curiosity was killing him. So he decided on the direct approach. Kakashi-sensei, what's so interesting about that book? Kakashi looked up. Well, there are a lot of reasons as to why I like this book. Are you sure you want to know? Kakashi had an amused glint in his eyes that Naruto did not notice. Well, yeah. I'm guessing it must be a decent book if it's got you hooked, Naruto said. Kakashi closed his eye and smiled. Well, before we begin, I should start with this. When a man and a woman loved each other very much. Several minutes later. And that's when the midget popped out of that hole. Kakashi continued. Naruto silently listened with his mouth ajar as his Jounin continued to explain the plot of the story. End of flashback. Naruto slammed his head on the table. That was too much information for one sitting. Naruto has tried to sneak into the female bath using his sexy jutsu even before being on Team 7. But that book was too much to read in one sitting. Many of the other genin turned to see what the loud slam was about while many of the Chunin just raised an eyebrow. Damn it, Kakashi-sensei, Naruto thought, then something hit him. Kakashi spoke as he began to walk away. Don't fall for obvious traps. He turned to look at Naruto. A ninja must be able to read what's underneath the underneath. Naruto bolted upright as he remembered that. Obvious traps? Everything points to cheating. So is that the trap? If it is, then I can pass without solving anything here. Besides, the 10th question won't be asked until 45 minutes into the test. Even if I'm wrong about the first 9, I could still make it through with the 10th. Naruto looked at the clock at the front of the classroom. Barely 5 minutes passed since the test started. Naruto decided to nap for the rest of the test. Barely slept he after getting home. Guess I could sleep for a bit. The proctors were a bit surprised to see a genin fall asleep during their test. As the test continued, more and more genins were weeded out of the test. The final question was finally upon them. Okay. We will now start with the final question, the scarred Jounin announced. Before the question was asked, Ibiki decided to add several more rules. The first would be to decide to take or not take the question. Deciding to not take the question would lead to instant failure. And the last rule, if they answered incorrectly, then they lose the ability to ever take the Chunin selection exam. One by one hands were raised and more teams were disqualified. Seeing no reason to continue dragging this on, the proctor delivered his verdict. To those who remain, congratulations on passing the first test, Ibiki said with a grin. Ibiki went on to explain the truth behind the test. He explained that the purpose of the first test was to test the genin's ability to gather information. With that, he showed the scars that he had all over his head. He continued to explain that information, in times of war, can be more important than life. The second part of the test was to test the willingness of the genins to take on a mission where they would have to risk everything. When Ibiki was finished, a black ball exploded through the window. A banner was revealed and a woman wearing a tan overcoat, fitted mesh bodysuit, and a dark orange mini-skirt. You guys! This is no time to be celebrating. I am the examiner for the second test. Midarashi Anko, the new examiner announced loudly. She raised her arm. Now let's go! Follow me! Silence governed the entire room until Naruto yawned rather loudly as he stretched. He had gained everyone's attention and was currently being stared at by everybody. He wiped the tears in his eyes while looking around. He saw a new person up at the front of the class standing next to the scarred proctor. All he could do was scratch his cheek and ask, "Did I miss the last question?"